I wanted to know how one French chemist turned a hair dye formula into the world's largest beauty empire. So I traced L'Oreal back to 1909 Paris. What I found was a story about science, salons, and a product that fundamentally changed how people thought about beauty. This is how L'Oreal was made and how it took over the world. In 1909, a 28-year-old French chemist named Eugène Schueller was working in Paris with a problem. Hair dyes at the time were unpredictable, often toxic, and inconsistent. Schueller had been trained in chemistry at the Institut de Chimie Appliquée, and he saw an opportunity. He created a synthetic hair dye formula he called Loreal, safer, more reliable, and designed specifically for professional hairdressers. On July 30th, 1909, Schueller officially founded his company, Société Française de Teintures Inoffensive pour Cheveux. That translates to French Company of Harmless Hair Dyes. The name was clunky, but the promise was clear. This wasn't just another dye, it was a standardized, scientifically formulated product that hairdressers could trust. Schueller started selling L'Oreal to Parisian salons, and that direct-to-professional strategy became the foundation of everything that followed. I looked at how Schueller grew the business through the 1910s and 1920s, and the strategy was methodical. He didn't go straight to consumers. He built relationships with hairdressers across Europe. He trained them, supplied them, and turned them into ambassadors for his products. By the 1920s, the company had expanded beyond France into multiple European markets. But I also found a darker chapter. In the late 1930s and through World War II, Schueller's political affiliations became controversial. He supported far-right groups and maintained business operations during the Nazi occupation of France. After the war, he was investigated but never prosecuted, and the company moved forward under his leadership until his death in 1957. This period remains a complicated part of L'Oreal's history, acknowledged by historians but often overshadowed by the company's later transformation. After Schueller's death, L'Oreal entered a new era. In 1963, the company went public on the Paris Stock Exchange, raising capital for massive expansion. I traced the investment into research and development. L'Oreal started building dedicated labs and hiring scientists to innovate across haircare, skincare, and cosmetics. This wasn't just about hair dye anymore. In 1973, the company launched one of the most famous slogans in advertising history: "Because I'm worth it." The real shift came through acquisitions. I went through the timeline. Lancôme in 1964 brought prestige skincare and fragrance. Maybelline in 1996 gave L'Oreal a foothold in mass-market cosmetics in America. The Body Shop in 2006 added ethical beauty credentials. NYX in 2014 captured the younger, social media-savvy demographic. Each deal expanded L'Oreal's reach into new price points, new categories, and new consumer segments. The strategy was clear: own every level of the beauty market. I wanted to understand how L'Oreal balanced innovation with ethics, so I looked at their testing policies. In 1989, L'Oreal announced it would stop animal testing on finished products, years before it became legally required. In 1997, they developed Episkin, a reconstructed human skin model that could replace animal testing for safety evaluations. When the European Union banned animal testing for cosmetics in 2013, L'Oreal was already ahead of the curve with alternative methods. This wasn't just PR, it was strategic. The data shows that consumers, especially younger ones, increasingly care about how products are tested. By investing in vitro models and predictive toxicology, L'Oreal positioned itself as both scientifically rigorous and ethically responsible. They published research, shared methodologies, and worked with regulators to validate alternatives. The science became a competitive advantage. Today, L'Oreal is the world's largest cosmetics company, with over $38 billion in annual revenue and brands in 150 countries. I found that they're betting heavily on technology and sustainability. In 2018, they acquired Modiface, a company specializing in augmented reality and AI for virtual makeup try-ons. In 2020, they launched L'Oreal for the Future, committing to carbon neutrality, water conservation, and sustainable packaging by 2030. The company that started with one chemist and one hair dye formula now employs 4,000 researchers and files hundreds of patents every year. What began as a solution to unreliable hair color became a global force that shapes how billions of people express themselves. And that transformation is still happening. From a Parisian lab in 1909 to a global empire today, L'Oreal's story is about turning chemistry into culture. Eugène Schueller saw that people wanted safe, reliable ways to change their appearance, and he built a company that made that accessible to everyone. A century later, that mission continues, powered by science, strategy, and a slogan that still resonates. Because we're all worth it.